Hey guys, we're back. It's a dune buggy kind of day. And if I actually push record this time, then you're actually seeing me. I've said it twice already and didn't even hit record. What are you going to say? It's hot out, man. My brain's fried. All right. We've got the air cooled front suspension from Pete and those guys out in Arizona. We're going to work on putting the disc brakes on today. It's set up with disc brake spindles, 2-inch lowered, and we're going to make sure these discs are ready to be installed. So we're going to install some races and bearings and dust caps, and then walk through the rest of getting these disc brakes installed. All right, we have our disc. It's on its face, so this is the back. Using a standard, I have an EMPI bearing kit that I ordered from J-Bugs. Some people badmouth J-Bugs and say they'll send you the wrong stuff or they're slow. I've never had a problem with J-Bugs. So I'll give them a little shout out. I'll link the parts in the description. So what we have is the race and the rear bearing. So we're going to set the race down in there. I have a nice seal driver. It's a Maddox bearing race and seal driver kit. Part number MD10-1 from our good friends at Harbor Freight. Fits right in there. These are, you've got different size race drivers. So I'll set it right in there. We'll drive it. You'll hear a couple different tones. So you'll hear it as it's going in. It rings like a bell. But once it's solid in, it's going to hit like a dead bell. All right, hear that change? That means that race is fully seated. We've been through this before. I'm going to pack some bearings. I got my nice bearing packer. Look in a previous video. I'll link it again. I like this guy because it keeps a lot of the mess self-contained. Press down on it, and it'll push my grease up through the bearing. Unscrew, and it's ready to be installed. Ready? Drop it in. Bingo. Check that out. All right. Nice and simple. Keep fingers clean. And then cover. Lightly tap. You don't need to tap hard or anything. Just get this guy to seat in. Boom. Done on the back. Flip it over. We're going to rinse and repeat for the front. Comes with a nice bearing and race set. Take it out of the plastic and set that race right in there. This thing's nice because I can take that screw off. I think I showed you when we did the back brakes. Swap out the bearing driver component. This one fits right into that race. It screws right back on. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Then, just like the back, drive it in. When the tone changes, it's seated. There it's in. All right, done with our race driver. The front bearing gets lubed and gets held in place just like normal with the nut that goes on the end of the spindle and our cotter pin. So we'll hold that off to the side, but we're going to go ahead and grease it up and then just put it off to the side so we're ready to rock and roll. I already did the other side, so this should be super simple. Push it down, get your grease, go through your bearing. Doesn't take long at all. Look at that, fully packed bearing. I can drop that in. I'm going to set it off to the side here. All right, set your front disc right on in place. Take your keyed washer and find your keyway. Again, the keyed washer should have a marking on it. Should have a Volkswagen stamp on it. You can kind of see it there on the keyway. I always like to put that out. I don't think there's a wrong way, but I just always put those out. All right, and then your threaded nut. Remember, this side's threaded, reverse threaded. So as you put it on there, it should preload everything. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. Again, it must be the heat, guys. The heat's getting to me. Well, can't do anything with this until you put the bearing on there. Here's our bearing that we packed up. There we go. Bearing grease everywhere. Now let's try and put that on. Again, out, keyway out. There we go. And you put the keeper on there. Earlier I said it was cotter pinned. I was thinking of the rears. It's not cotter. This one is just it's got an Allen head on it, the hex head. So you're just gonna get in there, make sure everything's snugged up, make sure it still turns, give it a good preload. I'm not pushing as hard as I can, guys. I'm just kind of leaning into it a little bit. All right, and then tighten that nut up. And we'll see if this dust cap fits here. It looks like it will. There you go, dust cap on. That's part of the side here. Now let's get your caliper back on. There it goes. Get in the hole. Washer and our bolt from before. Line them up. Get them in there. Get our wrench on this guy. Cinch it down. Again, remember, we put anti-seize in there, so just be careful that you're not getting anti-seize all over your fresh and cleaned brake rotor or any of the bearing grease. If you do, you're going to have to clean it all off again. Now, once you get this back on, it's really easy, guys. The rest is just reattaching your brake line and making sure everything's bled, because you want to make sure that your brakes are bled before you try and drive with them. If you don't, you're not going to have any braking power. And then bed your brakes in with a break-in process. For break-in, I usually like to get the car about 20, 25, 30 miles an hour at the most on a nice back road. I can do it in my subdivision, no problem, and I'll accelerate and then gently brake back down, but not stop. I'll go through that 4 or 5 times, and then I will go out on the main country road near the house here and get up to about 50, 55, and then lay on the brakes to almost a full stop again, run through that, and do that 4 or 5 times. And what that does is that transfers material from your pads to your rotors. It beds them all in so that when you start going, yes, it'll stink, it'll be hot, it'll smell, but you won't have pulsing brakes as much, and you won't get brake fade like you would any other time. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. It's stupid simple here. This is a great kit. It all bolts up super easy. What was that, 10 minutes on this side, and we're ready to rock and roll. We're going to repeat for the other side, and we're going to call it a day. If you like what you're seeing, like, comment, subscribe. We're going to have some more Model A content coming up as well. She's in her home. She's happy. Took her for a drive around the neighborhood the other day, and oh man, she drives like a dream. It's amazing. 1930s technology, just as much fun. You know, Armstrong steering method, but hey, it's still fun. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.